Straight ahead on CCX News, weather we haven't seen in 140 years. Plus, a settlement to move a Brooklyn Park family farm is getting more costly to the city. But first, what's being called a significant breakthrough for people with disabilities.
It's really an exciting opportunity for people to either avoid poverty or grow out of poverty.
CCX News starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. Minnesota has launched new savings accounts that could help hundreds of people with disabilities.
Minnesota was among the first in the nation to do so, and as Eric Nelson explains, it could help lift people with disabilities out of poverty.
It is an opportunity for people to both save and spend in ways that they can control. And it is the right thing to do, and it's the right thing for people with disabilities and their families.
There is good news for those who have mental or physical disabilities. Last month, Minnesota unveiled ABLE accounts.
It's exciting to see it now be available for all Minnesotans.
ABLE, which stands for Achieving Better Life Experience Accounts, gives the disabled the option of investing into tax-free accounts without losing public benefits.
It is designed to be, a ladder out of poverty, or a way for a young person to avoid that down the line.
Modeled after 529 college savings plans, ABLE allows people with disabilities to put as much as $14,000 a year into a savings account with a total cap of $100,000.
It's really an exciting opportunity for people to either avoid poverty or grow out of poverty who are currently on public benefits.
Plymouth resident John Hetrick was active in getting the ABLE legislation passed.
It could go for any purpose. I mean, it could be transportation, it could be housing, it could be medical equipment, it could be medical treatment, and all of that would be tax-free.
Hetrick's daughter Sarah has a cognitive disability. He believes Sarah and many others will benefit greatly from the new savings accounts.
Without some sort of a protection for her, if we were hit by a bus tomorrow, there would be nobody to take care of her financial needs. We learned that my daughter had a developmental disability when she was about 4 years old. Had ABLE accounts been available then, we could have started putting money away.
In Plymouth, I'm Eric Nelson, CCX News.
Many states have followed Minnesota's lead. There are about 40 states that now offer those ABLE accounts.
Police in Brooklyn Park want people to be on the lookout for a technical support scam. Police say several residents have reported receiving phone calls from someone claiming to be from a major computer company such as Microsoft. The caller tells the resident that there's a virus on their computer. Then the scammer tries to trick people into installing malicious software onto their computer that can capture sensitive data.
Major computer companies are never going to call you and tell you you have a virus or something wrong with your computer. That's never going to happen. So right there, that should be a big red flag that this is a scam.
If you do receive one of these calls, police say you should just hang up the phone.
A Brooklyn Park City Council member is taking an unusual step to help support the city's immigrant community. City Council member Susan Paugh plans to bring forward a resolution declaring support for refugees and immigrants at Monday's council meeting. The move comes while President Trump's proposed temporary travel ban involving 7 mostly Muslim countries is being battled out in the courts. The Brooklyn Park City Council is also due to vote Monday on whether to increase the settlement for moving a family business to make way for a highway interchange. The interchange at 93rd Avenue and Highway 169 was rebuilt in 2013. It forced the Fishbach family farm to move. The city paid $53,000 in business relocation benefits, but the cost of relocation was disputed. Now the city and the Fishbachs have agreed on an additional $51,000. Well, after weeks of cold temperatures, we finally have some warmer temperatures outside. And Northwest Metro, in fact, is close to breaking a record.
Reporter Sonia Goins has more on our sudden warm-up.
Mike and Alex, it's a beautiful day. I got my shades on. The record for today is 49 degrees. The last time that happened was in 1877.
We have a little ways to go before hitting that mark. At 1 p.m., the temperature was 41 degrees in Brooklyn Park. But no matter what the thermometer says, Minnesotans are enjoying this weather.
It's a beautiful day today. It's amazing.
The sun's warm rays beam down on Victory Memorial Parkway in Robbinsdale, melting away remnants of Old Man Winter.
I think today's weather is beautiful. very nice. Feels like it's about 50 degrees outside.
Many folks took advantage of our spring-like temperatures by going for a walk. Normally, we'd have snow up to our eyeballs. Instead, there's a lot of brown on the ground. A bummer for folks who really enjoy winter.
Not to be a complainer, but it seems like if we're going to be in winter, I'd kind of like to have some snow that sticks around, you know, and do some winter activities.
Other people made the most out of the day by getting rid of crud on their cars.
This weather right now, it's tricky. We don't know what's coming on tomorrow, but it's an amazing day.
Vehicles were lined up around the block at Mr. Car Wash in Brooklyn Park, but folks didn't seem to mind the wait.
I noticed that there's been a lot of accumulation of salt and dirt, so I'm kind of glad that we're able to get a real nice weather so we can get an effective car wash.
But let's be honest, most folks would rather be outside playing instead of working on a day like today.
Try to get off work a little early so I can enjoy a little bit of the sunshine, take it all in.
Sonia Goins, CCX News.
Meantime, a new fast casual restaurant is coming soon to Maple Grove, and this one's motto is "There are no unhealthy options." Signs are up for Grabbagreen on Main Street near Elm Creek Boulevard. The national franchise was founded in 2013 by two moms who found it difficult to find healthy food for their families on the go. Grabbagreen currently has one Twin Cities location right now in Edina, and another is coming soon to St. Paul. Coming up, a new point person to help youth in Brooklyn Park. We'll meet her up next.
And then later in sports, rivals Maple Grove and Osseo go head-to-head on the wrestling mat.
But first, a weekend of snow melt. Temperatures approach 40 Saturday and on Sunday. We'll be right back.
There is a brand new position in Brooklyn Park that focuses on the city's efforts with youth.
For years, Brooklyn Park has been working on the programs and services that it offers about 9,000 young people. Earlier, I had a chance to speak with the city's new youth services coordinator, Pam McBride, to get a better idea of how this new position is designed to help. Here's what she had to say.
A great opportunity presented itself about 6 months ago when I was able to join the city of Brooklyn Park. They created back in 2016 a new youth services position to be able to look at how across the city could the city respond and really be able to bring forth all the ways in which we connect with young people together in a more coordinated fashion. Being able to do that through our recreation and parks, through sports, camps, our Zanewood Recreation Center, working with our police and juvenile unit, as well as our Brooklyn employment program and great opportunities like the Youth and City Government Day.
And you are the coordinator for all these existing programs. Does this mean that we might see the possibility of new programming, or is it more to sustain or strengthen the existing programs?
A little bit of both. I think the opportunity to strengthen some of the existing program is to be able to look at how do we really connect and make sure that we're really demonstrating the best impact for the residents and the young people in Brooklyn Park, and being able to look at how can we do our work together in a little bit more smarter way, not necessarily having to work harder, but just a little bit smarter in terms of really working together, collective training, being able to really make sure everybody has the tools, the evaluation, all the great things they need to serve the young people of Brooklyn Park.
And then ultimately, what would you say is the goal for the residents of Brooklyn Park? What will this new position do to help the city?
I think a great thing is the more we find ways to work together smarter in ways, whether it be the schools, our police department, our parks and recreation, our community development, all of our work together, the more we coordinate, I think it's a better use of our residents' investment, as well as when we all work together, then we break down some of the barriers for young people to help them really have a great experience and build their potential in the city.
Pam McBride comes to Brooklyn Park from the city of Minneapolis, where for the past 10 years she has served as project director of youth development. Coming up, a group of talented musicians debuts Wayzata High School's brand new auditorium.
But first, local high school Alpine skiers hit the slopes at the Section 5 Championship. John Jacobson has that and more next in sports.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. The state ski meets, both Alpine and Nordic, are next week in Biwabik. Alpine skiers from the area competed at the Section 5 meet. Wayzata, one of 9 local schools in Section 5. Rosie Hust of Orono finishes the state runner-up last year. She wins the girls' event with a combined 2 race time of 1 minute, 3.81 seconds as Orono wins the team title. Nick Canitz of Hopkins, one of the local individual state qualifiers. He finishes 10th overall for the boys with a time of 105.95. On the right coming in here is Madison Lee of Heritage Christian. Her second run time, 32.27 seconds. She's headed to state. Abigail Swanson of Benilde St. Margaret's finishes 9th in the girls' meet. Her second run time, 35.30, also a state qualifier. Sam Nelson of West Lutheran, another local state qualifier. He finishes 9th in the boys' race. Wes Isaiah Nelson also qualified for state. He placed 3rd overall. Lucas Wiener of Breck is one of 4 Mustangs skiers headed to state as he finishes in the top 10 for the boys. Maple Grove will send Blake Quall to state. He skis his 2 runs in 1 minute, 7.43 seconds and finishes 12th overall. 1 spot ahead of Quall and headed to state is Wayzata's Nathan Zemer. He places 11th in the boys' race. Here are the final team results. Minnetonka and Breck are the top 2 boys teams and qualify for state. Brainerd is 3rd with Hopkins 4th. Benilde is 6th. Orono and Minnetonka, the girls team qualifiers for state. Brainerd is 3rd, Breck 4th, and Hopkins 6th. The state meet is Wednesday at Giants Ridge. Rivals Maple Grove and Osseo hit the mat for their annual wrestling showdown. The final regular season duel for both the Crimson and the Orioles. Maple Grove starts fast. Gavin Peterson gets Jack Cornell in a cradle and gets the pin in the 132-pound match. The Crimson jump out to a 22-3 lead. And Osseo takes over. Adam Lanners uses the fireman's carry to get a takedown on the way to a tough 4-3 win over Akota Aiken at 152. At 160, Nick Carline makes a big return for Osseo after missing most of the season with an injury. He gets out a 9-5 win over Evan Hall. The Orioles pull within 22-19. But it's all Maple Grove after that. At 170, a key win for Jack Burnt as he pins Osseo's Taylor Meisner in an important swing match. It's 28-19 Crimson. After trailing 5-1, Isaac Bamer turns the tables on Osseo's Abraham Kamara, getting the pin. Maple Grove pulls away. They beat Osseo 49-19. In girls basketball, Champlin Park took a 27-point loss the first time they played Centennial. The rematch at Champlin Park, though, was a different story. Highlights from this one: Champlin Park's Amanda Pollard finds Gabby Mackey and then gets free for the baseline jumper. It's an 11-8 Rebels lead. Back comes Centennial. In transition, Nikki Clark drives and finishes with the left hand. The Cougars surge into the lead at 17-11. Izzy Quick keeps it alive for the Rebels and results in an open look for Erica Hicks. She buries a 3 on her way to an 18-point night. The Rebels grab the lead back 27-21. Centennial closes the first half on a 10-0 run. Inside it goes to Sarah Stapleton, and Centennial's up 31-27 at the half. Second half, the Rebels turn up the D. Mackey steals the pass, sends it ahead to Allison Garrett for the layup and foul. Garrett nets a game-high 23 for the Rebels, and they are up by 5. Michaela Johnson will get a steal for the Rebels, and Pollard gets the hoop. Champlin Park wins 64-60. Rebels and Cougars are now tied for second behind Elk River in the Northwest Suburbans North Division. In boys basketball, Brooklyn Center hosting Providence Academy. Early second half, Providence works it inside out, and Dylan Service knocks down the 3-pointer. Adrian Sprinkles gets the steal, a nice bounce pass to Quentrell Douglas for the basket and foul for the Centaurs. They're in control, leading by 19. Lakai Patterson floats it up for the big jam for Devonta Prince. The BC senior scores his 1,000th point in the game. Patterson hits a 3 with a hand in its face for a 61-40 Centaurs lead. And Prince will get up for another big jam. Brooklyn Center wins big, 69-47. That's it for sports. Mike and Alex, back to you.
Some good shooting. All right, thank you. Well, calling all broken appliances and gadgets you really wish would work again.
Second life is possible for those items you haven't had the heart to throw out. Hennepin County is holding another Fix-It clinic, and that starts Sunday at noon in New Hope. It's an opportunity to bring in a broken item and get it fixed for free, while also learning some troubleshooting and basic repair skills from volunteers. Sunday's clinic will be at ARC's Value Village, that's on Winnetka Avenue in New Hope. Still ahead, professional wrestling gets a church's blessing.
Plus a musical venue you likely haven't seen yet. We'll be right back. Holy Nativity Lutheran Church in New Hope will turn into a place for body slams and headlocks. You can see the Stars of Midwest Wrestling Entertainment at 6 p.m. there on Saturday. Proceeds benefit Avenues for Youth and Holy Nativity's Youth Ministries. The cost is $12 or $10 if you bring a non-perishable food donation. Well, this weekend you have a chance to catch a special performance in a venue you probably have never experienced before.
Neil Persley has more in today's Weekend Showcase.
We're going to rehearse in there tonight for the first time with the sound shell.
I could feel a sense of anticipation building.
And I'm sure it's going to sound fantastic.
It was a special night for the Plymouth Concert Band as they rehearsed together for the first time in the new auditorium concert space at Wayzata High School.
The Plymouth Concert Band usually has about 65 players from both Plymouth and the surrounding metro area.
As exciting as it was to experience the acoustics in the new facility, conductor David Elmhurst was listening to both the musicians play as well as the way the room presented the music. Musicians and conductor together were laser focused on achieving the seamless, fluid nuance in sound for their upcoming concert entitled Water Music.
We start with the Handel classic Water Music Suite. We're doing 3 movements of that, followed by Vaughan Williams Sea Songs, and then we just keep going in that theme, and we eventually get to wonderful pieces like the soundtrack to the movie The Perfect Storm, the soundtrack to Pirates of the Caribbean. Also, we're doing a little bit of Under the Sea, plus some pieces that people probably haven't heard about, but all pieces that have to do with water.
I guess conductor David Elmhurst has water on the brain. The new auditorium is a 350-seat gem. It's well done without being overdone. And the acoustics are perfect for an intimate concert by this talented group of musicians. I recommend the performance for all ages and give it a rating of H2O. For Weekend Showcase, I'm Neil Persley, CCX News.
The Plymouth Concert Band performs this Sunday at 4 p.m. at the new Wayzata High School Auditorium. There will be one intermission, but admission is free. So it sounds like a concert you'll like to see.
Neil did say this morning that it sounds terrific.
It sounds excellent.
Have a good weekend.